Hello friends, I am back with a brand new session of chemistry for you. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is mole concept and stoichiometry. Now as you may be aware that most of the numericals have been removed from the syllabus, but we will be just retaining and discussing the part which is included, okay, and more focus will be on those parts which are retained in the syllabus, okay. So for that you have to know, now theory is very less in this chapter, so you have to know certain definitions which I will be explaining and the numericals, okay. So the weightage of this chapter will be generally it used to be around say 15 to 18 marks, but now it could be slightly reduced. So because there will be two types of numericals here. So first you have to understand the concept of what is called as a relative molecular mass. Now if you remember in 9th standard we had discussed this relative molecular mass, RMM, okay, also called as molecular weight. So do you remember the definition of RMM? Yes, very good. It is defined as number of times one molecule of that element or a compound is heavier than 1/12 the mass of an atom of carbon isotope C12. Okay, so you always compare with the carbon isotope C12, that is relative molecular mass or molecular weight. Now since it's a ratio, so it will not have any units. At the most you can express this as AMU, atomic mass unit. Okay, then relative atomic mass, RAM, or atomic weight. What is the definition of that? It is defined as the number of times one atom of that element is heavier than 1/12 the mass of an atom of carbon isotope C12. Okay, so definition of relative molecular mass, definition of relative atomic mass. Then you have to understand what the concept of vapor density. Now what is vapor density? Now vapor density is defined as a ratio of mass of a certain volume of a gas upon mass of an equal volume of hydrogen. So this vapor density is always in comparison with hydrogen. Now as you can see here, just have a look here. Vapor density is mass of a certain volume of a gas upon mass of an equal volume of hydrogen. Okay, so definition of vapor density we will revisit. It is the ratio of mass of a certain volume of a gas to the mass of an equal volume of hydrogen under the same conditions. So the gas and hydrogen both have to be under the same conditions of temperature and pressure. Okay, so that is concept of vapor density. Definition you should know. Then here I have written one term, that is empirical formula. Now empirical formula, what do you understand by empirical formula? That is, it is the formula which represents the simplest whole number ratio of the atoms of various elements present in the molecule of that compound. Okay, I will again say the definition. It is defined as the formula which represents the simplest whole number ratio between the atoms of various elements present in one molecule of that compound. Okay, so just we will see this with an example. Now you know that molecular formula of benzene, this is an organic compound, benzene, C6H6. Okay, this is the molecular formula. Now what is the simplest ratio between carbon and hydrogen? You can divide throughout by 6. So the simplest ratio will be 1:1, so CH. So empirical formula of benzene becomes CH. So this is the simplest ratio in which it can be expressed. Okay, is it clear? So you will have numericals based on empirical formula and molecular formula. Okay, later we will see how to solve those numericals. But first I am just discussing what theory you are required to know with respect to this chapter. Okay, then molecular formula. Now molecular formula is same as chemical formula. Okay, so you know the definition of chemical formula. It indicates the actual number of atoms of various elements present in one molecule of that compound. Okay, so here molecular formula of benzene is C6H6. So these are the actual number of atoms which are present in one molecule of benzene. Okay, so that is the definition of molecular formula. So you have to remember these 5 definitions. Okay, we will just discuss them again. First is relative molecular mass, also called as molecular weight. So it is defined as the number of times one molecule of that element or a compound is heavier than 1/12 the mass of an atom of carbon isotope C12. Okay, then vapor density is defined as the ratio of mass of a certain volume of a gas to that of an equal volume of hydrogen under the same conditions of temperature and pressure. Relative atomic mass, or also known as atomic weight, it is the number of times one atom of the element is heavier than 1 by 12 the mass of an atom of carbon isotope C12. Empirical formula is a formula which represents the simplest whole number ratio of the atoms of various elements present in one molecule of that compound. Okay, and molecular formula, or also known as chemical formula, it represents the actual number of atoms of various elements present in one molecule of that compound. Okay, is it clear? So these 5 definitions is part of the theory. Now this formulae you have to remember, because numericals will be based on this formulae. Molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density. Okay, there you don't have to know the proof for this. Okay, this is the formula, and the second formula is vapor density equal to mass of a certain volume of a gas upon mass of equal volume of hydrogen. Okay, now we'll have a look at the next part and write down these definitions in the notebook. Okay. Okay, now you note down this first question, name of the chapter. First question, define the following terms. First is vapor density. So vapor density is defined as the ratio of the mass of a certain volume of a gas to the mass of an equal volume of hydrogen under the same conditions of temperature and pressure. Okay. Next is relative molecular mass, also called as molecular weight. The relative molecular mass of an element or a compound is the number of times one molecule of the substance is heavier than 1 by 12 the mass of an atom of carbon C12, that is the isotope of carbon. Relative atomic mass, or also known as atomic weight. Relative atomic mass of an element is the number of times one atom of that element is heavier than 1 by 12 the mass of an atom of carbon C12. Empirical formula, it is the formula of a compound which shows the simplest whole number ratio between the atoms of various elements in the compound. Okay. Now in case you want to note down this, we'll just pause for a few minutes here. You can write down by just pausing the video in your notebook. If you have missed anything, all these definitions are very important. Okay, so you have to learn these definitions thoroughly, because this is the only theory which is there in this chapter. Okay, continuing with the definitions, next is molecular formula. It is a chemical formula which represents the actual number of atoms of each element present in a molecule of the compound. Okay, is it clear? Now we will list some important formulae which you will be required to use when you are solving the numericals. First, molecular weight is 2 into vapor density. Then second is vapor density is equal to mass of a certain volume of a gas upon mass of an equal volume of hydrogen under the same conditions. Okay. Then third, molecular formula is equal to n into empirical formula, where n is an integer. And how do you find n? N is nothing but molecular weight upon empirical formula weight. Now how to find the empirical formula I will be explaining in this subsequent session now. Then fourth is molecular weight of a substance. Now this you already know, in 9th standard we have done calculation of molecular weight. Yes, by adding all the atomic weights of various elements present in that substance. Okay. So given the atomic weights, you can find the molecular weight, and hence you can report the vapor density. So one type of numerical will be based on that, other type based on this formula, and the third type is based on empirical and molecular formula. Okay, so now in case you have not been able to note down, just we'll pause it so that you can note down whatever you have missed. All these formulae are very important, yes, so you have to learn them properly. Okay, now numericals based on vapor density first. First is calculate vapor density of carbon dioxide. Given C12O16. Atomic weights will always be given to you. Okay, now we'll have to make use of the first formula. Molecular weight is 2 into vapor density. Okay, now we have to find vapor density. Now you know how to find molecular weight. Yes. So first step will be calculate the molecular weight of CO2. So molecular weight of CO2, substitute the atomic weights. Carbon is 12. So 12 plus, there are 2 atoms of oxygen, plus 16 into 2. So 12 plus 32 is 44. So molecular weight is 44. So substitute in this formula. 44 is equal to 2 into vapor density. So 44 divided by 2 will be vapor density. So vapor density is 22. Okay. So these kind of sums are generally asked for just 1 mark in the compulsory section. Okay. Now see the second sum. A gas cylinder filled with hydrogen holds 50 grams of the gas, means 50 grams of hydrogen. The same cylinder holds 200 grams of gas A and 500 grams of gas B. Now we don't know what is gas A and gas B. Okay. Considering the same conditions of temperature and pressure, calculate the relative molecular mass of A and B. Now first you have to understand, relative molecular mass means nothing but molecular weight. Okay. Now this is there on page 103 of the classwork, 7th sum. Now because of the reduction in the portion from the Anish tutorial book, only type 3 sums are actually in the syllabus. But these sums like vapor density sums were included in type 2. So there are just 2 or 3 of those sums. That's why I have written them here so that you don't get confused as to where to find them. Okay. So now the moment you see hydrogen in the sum, you know it has got to do with vapor density, making use of this formula, because this formula is having hydrogen in the denominator. So what is that formula? Vapor density is mass of a certain volume of a gas upon mass of equal volume of hydrogen. Now using this data, we can find vapor density for gas A. Why? Because the volume is the same, it's the same cylinder. So you know what is the mass of gas A in the cylinder? 200 grams. And what is mass of hydrogen in the same cylinder? 50. So vapor density of A will be 200 by 50, which is nothing but 4. Similarly, you can find vapor density of gas B. 500 is the mass of gas B in the cylinder, 50 is of hydrogen. So 500 upon 50 will be 10. So once you know vapor density, you will use our first formula. Molecular weight is 2 into vapor density. So molecular weight of gas A will be 2 into vapor density 4, that's 8. And for gas B it will be 2 into 10, that's 20. Okay, is it clear? So you just note down this. We'll pause it for you. Okay, now next sum. A gas cylinder can hold 1 kilogram of hydrogen at room temperature and pressure. Calculate the weight of carbon dioxide it can hold under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. Now atomic weights are given to you, C12 and O16. Now here you know the gas, that's carbon dioxide. Okay. So first you will find the molecular weight of carbon dioxide, which is 44. Now using the molecular weight you can find the vapor density. You know molecular weight is 2 into vapor density. Okay, so find the vapor density will be 22. Now you will substitute the vapor density in the this formula. It is vapor density of CO2 is mass of certain volume of carbon dioxide. Now this is our unknown. They are telling us to find the weight of carbon dioxide the cylinder can hold, right? So this is our unknown, and equal volume of hydrogen is told to you, 1 kilogram, correct? So now you substitute vapor density 22 is equal to x upon 1 kg. So x will be 22 kg of carbon dioxide will be present in the cylinder. Is it clear? So are you understanding how this sum is different from the earlier sum? In the earlier sum they had not given you the gases, so you couldn't find the molecular weight, but they had given you these weights. So you found the vapor density. Okay, is it clear? So this is that sum. Now these are the three sums which I have given for homework. You just note down, they are on page 105 of the Anish tutorial chemistry book. Sum number 1, 8 and 10. Only these are there in the syllabus, rest you don't have to do. Okay. And the solutions to this we will be discussing in the Zoom session when we meet. Okay. So now just note down if you have missed anything. Okay, now we will do the next type of sum, that is numericals based on empirical and molecular formula. Okay, now we are going to solve this example which is there on page 106. Now first just understand the sum, then I will explain how you have to approach the sum and what are the steps which are required to be followed. Okay, so just see the sum is, a compound has the following percentage composition: carbon 26.6, hydrogen 2.2, oxygen 71.2. Okay, this is given to you in the sum. Calculate the empirical formula of the compound. If its molecular weight is 90, find the molecular formula. Okay, and given the atomic weight C12, H1 and O16. Now what are the steps involved, how you are going to approach this sum? Now first step is you are going to write the percentage composition and atomic weight of each element present in that compound. Means you are going to make a tabular form. In that your first column will be element, second column will be percentage composition and third column will be atomic weight. Okay, this data is given to you in the sum, that is percentage composition and atomic weight. Now once you make that, what is your second step? You are going to divide the percentage composition of each element by its atomic weight. Okay, that is your second step. Now when you divide that, the ratio will give you the number of atoms of each element, or the heading to that column will be the relative number of atoms in the compound. Okay, so that will be your second step. So first column will be element, second column percentage composition, third column will be atomic weight, fourth column will be relative number of atoms in the compound. And how do you obtain that? By dividing the percentage composition with the atomic weight. Okay. Now once you get the relative number of atoms for these three elements, in this case there are three elements: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. Now you have to observe those ratios and you have to select, next step, select the smallest ratio amongst the relative number of atoms. Okay. You select that and you divide the remaining ratios by that. So that will give you the simplest ratio of atoms present in the compound. So your next column in that table will be, after relative number of atoms, simplest ratio of the atoms or simplest whole number ratio. Now sometimes this simple ratio might not be a whole number. Maybe you get say 1.5. Then you can't leave it as 1.5 and you cannot just round off only that particular element to 2, because it's a ratio. So you have to treat all the ratios equally. So you will multiply throughout by the smallest number, which is generally 2. Okay, so example I have shown here. If it is 1.5, then you will multiply by 2. Okay. Now once you get the simplest whole number ratio, you are going to write the empirical formula showing the atoms of the elements in that particular ratio. Okay, just understand these steps. When we solve the sum, it was going to be very clear. Okay, so just note down these steps. Okay, so next step, after you find the simplest whole number ratio, you've got the empirical formula, right? So next step, from the empirical formula, you have to calculate the empirical formula weight, yes, by adding the atomic weights. Like how you find molecular weight, same method. Then molecular weight data may be given in the sum, or maybe vapor density is given. So you have to use this formula, molecular weight is 2 into vapor density, and find the molecular weight. Okay. Now once you get the molecular weight and the empirical formula weight, substitute in this formula, that is determine the value of n, which is an integer. N is equal to molecular weight upon empirical weight. Generally the value of n comes 2. Okay. And the last step will be, you will calculate molecular formula using this formula, that is molecular formula is equal to n into empirical formula. Empirical formula you have already found out. So whatever is the value of n, multiply that, and that gives you the molecular formula. Okay. So the steps you will just note down. You don't have to by heart the steps, you have to apply them. Okay. But see that you write them in the notebook, because later when you are solving, maybe after 6-7 months, so you should know what is the correct procedure and the correct method for solving the sum, in case you forget it. Okay. So now that same example which we had written, just see how we are solving it. This is the tabular form which you have to make. For every sum you have to make a new table. Yes, you can't use the same, right? And these heads of the table are very, very important. First column will be element, second column is percentage composition, third column is atomic weight, fourth is relative number of atoms, and fifth is simplest whole number ratio. Okay. See that you don't interchange this. Yes, many times students interchange this and they divide the atomic weight by percent composition. Straight away you will get 0 for this sum. These sums come for 4 marks in the board. Okay. So element is carbon now. Percent composition is given to you 26.6. Atomic weight is given to you. Now divide percent composition by atomic weight. So 26.6 divided by 12, that will give you 2.21. Okay. Then hydrogen 2.2, atomic weight 1, divide it, you get this. Oxygen 71.2, divide by 16 is the atomic weight. Okay, so you get 4.45. So these are the relative number of atoms. Now out of these three, which is the smallest? Yes, very good. 2.20 is the smallest. So you will divide 2.20 by for all these. So this 2.21 divided by 2.20, 2.20 by 2.20, and 4.45 by 2.20. Now this has to be approximate. This is approximately, it is going to be 1, 1, and this is around 2. Okay. So this is the ratio in which they are present. So our empirical formula will be, this is carbon. So 1 carbon atom, hydrogen 1 carbon atom, oxygen is 2, so O2. So CHO2 becomes your empirical formula. Okay, is it clear? So this was what we discussed in the steps just now. Now once you get the empirical formula, you have to find empirical formula weight. Yes, that was our step 4. So how you will do that? By substituting the atomic weight. So 12 plus 1 plus 16 into 2. So that will come to 45. Okay. Then molecular weight for this particular sum is given 90. Okay. So first you just note down this, then we'll move to the next part. Okay, so we've got the empirical weight. Yes. Now you substitute in the formula, n is equal to molecular weight upon empirical weight. So n is 90 by 45, which is equal to 2. So our molecular formula will be n into empirical formula. So 2 into CHO2, so that is equal to C2H2O4. Okay, is it clear? So this is how you are supposed to solve the sum. Now we'll solve the second sum, solved example from page 106, 107 of the Anish tutorial book. So you need not copy the sum. Now directly I have made the tabular form. You can also do the same, no need to copy the sum. Now carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, percent composition is given, atomic weights are given. So you will divide the percent by the atomic weight and find relative number of atoms. So you are getting 3.33, 6.7 and 3.33. So 3.33 is the least. So divide throughout by that. So 1, 2 and 1 will be the simplest whole number ratio. So empirical formula will be CH2O. CH2O. Find the empirical weight as usual, that comes to 30. Now here in this sum they have given you the molecular weight. Molecular weight is 2 into vapor density. So just write 2 into 30 and leave it as it is. And then substitute in the formula for N. We have to calculate N. So it will be molecular weight upon empirical weight. So 2 into 30 by 30, that comes to 2. Correct? So molecular formula will be 2 into CH2O. This is our empirical formula. So it will be C2H4O2. Okay, clear? So this is how you are supposed to solve the sum. Now only 1 or 2 such sums are asked. So you have to write these formulae. Wherever these formulae are there, they have to be mentioned. Okay, marks are there for the steps also. So note this down. Okay, now this is our last sum for the day. So find the empirical formula and molecular formula of an organic compound from the data given below. Okay, the carbon 75.92, hydrogen is 6.32 and nitrogen 17.76. Vapor density is given. Now this is there on page 316, 2019 paper, question 6C. So make the tabular form as usual. So element, percent composition, atomic weight, relative number of atoms, simplest whole number ratio. So write the percent composition, atomic weight for each. Now divide it using this. So 75.92 divide by 12, that comes to 6.32. Then hydrogen also 6.32. Nitrogen 17.76 by 14. So that comes to 1.26. Now you can show the working at the side neatly. Okay, marks are there for the working also. So now you will divide throughout by 1.26. Okay, so divide this now. 1.26 roughly into 5 is 6.30. So you can write approximately 5. Okay, it doesn't have to be exact. So 5, 5 and 1 will be your ratio. So empirical formula will be C5H5 9. Okay, now find the empirical formula weight by substituting the atomic weights, that gives you 79. Now find the value of N. So N will be molecular weight upon empirical formula weight. Now it will be 2 into 39.5 by 79 because vapor density is given. So in this case now value of N is 1. So molecular formula will be the same as empirical formula. Okay, is it clear? So just note down this first and then we'll conclude the session. Okay, so today we have seen numericals based on vapor density and numericals based on empirical formula and molecular formula. Okay, the remaining classwork sums we are going to discuss in the Zoom session. Okay, so actual the classwork and some homework I will give you, but the earlier homework which I have given you, those 3 sums you have to do. So in the Zoom session I will discuss the solutions to those 3 sums and then we will do the classwork sums for the empirical and molecular formula. Okay, so happy studying, stay safe and healthy in the house. Thank you.